Okay, so I have pushed the live stream. Now you can make me co-host.
Okay. All right. Yeah, please. I need you to be able to take over at any moment if needed.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
so we will wait and see what happens as
Uh,
to
s-
how many
so you
people come in.
have made me host again. I want to be
Oh,
co-host.
well, okay, I'll reclaim the host
Mhm.
and then I'll make you co-host. Thank you.
Uh,
You can see I'm nervous.
yeah, now I can see that.
Yeah, I'm a duck today. I'm a definite duck. You know what it is to be a duck? A duck is
Yeah.
when on the top of the water, it's all smooth. You're just sailing along, and underneath those little feet are going at 100 miles an hour. All right, so we're going to see who's coming into class. Okay. Hi, welcome, Terry.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Hi, nice to have you in class. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in Sacramento, California.
Wow, what time is it?
11.
Oh, it's not too bad. I thought it was because it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon here, and I thought there'll be nobody from America in
I thought
class.
you were still in Washington.
No, no, no. I'm based in Perth, Australia. So that's where you will find me. I live in Perth, Australia. So lovely to have you in class.
Thank you.
All right. And what do you hope to get from this class today? What would you like to learn or participate in?
It'll just be nice to hear the stories and share some stories. And
Fantastic. That's what I
so I'm
want.
up, so I may as well talk to somebody.
Lovely. Now that's the right idea. Absolutely. Being able to share with each other. That's why I do quite a lot of talking ones, and it's awesome. Hi, Janice. Lovely for you to have you joining us too. Great to have you with us. Ready? Hi, ready for bed. Lovely to have. Whereabouts are you, Janice?
I'm in Rockville, Maryland, which is just outside of Washington, D.C.
Right. And what time is it there?
2 a.m.
I thought it might be 2 a.m. because it's 2 p.m. here, and I thought it would be. So, it's one thing to do when you find you can't sleep, at least have some fun with others.
That's right.
rather than trying to count sheep and do other things like that.
Right.
There's nothing worse than lying there thinking, should I get up? Should I stay in bed? Should I get up? I'm still awake. So yes, I think that I'm delighted you've joined us. Thank you so much. There were 20 something people who have registered, but whether they come into class, we will wait and see whether they get in, or if they come in as live learners. Who knows how we're going to go? So we'll. This is all what I'm doing today is an experiment. It's something new. It's the first road trip. So I'm a little nervous with what I've planned. I'm hoping it all just goes according to what I want.
Here comes everyone.
Hi, Hannah. Lovely to have you. Yeah, I can see we've got
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And
Good
where
afternoon.
are you from, Hannah? Where are you?
I'm from India.
You're in India, so it's still morning there, but late morning, right?
Yeah, it's now here 11:30.
11:30. Okay, perfect. And PJ, where are you from? Like PJ Michael or Sapna? Sapna, where are you from? Okay, a little shy, not to worry. Lovely to have everybody in class.
So PJ Michael is from Delhi.
From Delhi. Hi, BJ. That's excellent. Oh, by the way, I forgot to introduce you to Brandon. He is my TA. First time I ever met him, I said, you spelt your name wrong. Poor Brandon sort of looked at me. I said, because my son is Brendan. So, and my son often used to be called Brandon, and he would say, I'm Brendan. So I always laugh between the two names. Right. Sapna, if you'd like to type in where you are. Hi, PJ. Nearly came in. Right. I think what we're going to do, it's 5 minutes past, so I'm going to share my screen and we're going to see how we go with our road trip today. Right into my presentation. Oops, one too far. Right, road trips. Where have you been? I'm hoping to hear from you some of the places that you've taken a road trip. I will tell you one of the places that I've taken a road trip, and after that, it's over to you to tell me about your road trips too. A little bit of housekeeping before we start. We learn from each other, and with your cameras on, it's awesome. I can see your faces, and it just makes it that much more friendly. If you want to request a recording, you can request a recording at help@getsetup.io. And if you're joining by live streaming, you can't take part, I'm afraid, so you're just going to have to listen. The best idea is to actually join, register and join, and then you can be part of the class too. And we're not paid to promote products, but I don't have products in this particular class. A little about me. My name is Sue. I live in Perth, Australia. That's the only city on the West Coast. And in fact, most people don't know Perth. They know all the cities on the East Coast, Sydney and Melbourne and Adelaide, and all those on the East Coast. So next Friday, I'm doing Welcome to Perth. So anybody who doesn't know Perth, come and find out about Perth. We've been here for 3 years. We moved here from South Africa to help look after the grandchildren. And it's been a wonderful experience here in Australia. I've been an educator for 44 years, but what I love about Get Set Up is I don't have to educate. I can just share ideas, share thoughts, share stories, share information. And for me, that makes it something really awesome. I enjoy creating and making things, including puzzles, and I've got a great love of animals. That's why I do my animal series. So that's enough about me. Our objective today is, what is a road trip? And have you been on road trips? And then we're going to talk about the different road trips everybody has been on. So what actually is a road trip? The definition in the dictionary is a road trip is a long distance journey on the road. Typically, road trips are long distance traveled by automobile, but I know that many people do it by motorbike as well. So, and you could just imagine these long roads where you're heading out away from the cities, possibly going from one city to another, but passing through beautiful places on your own as you pass. When I was young, my parents went from A to B and back to A, and we didn't stop anywhere. Since then, whenever I travel, as we go along, part of the journey is stopping and seeing places as we travel. And that way we've met people, we've seen wonderful things that had we stuck to just the highway, we would never have seen. So that is how I enjoy a road trip. The journey is just as important. Now, have you ever been on a road trip? Terry, have you been on a road trip?
I've been on lots of road trips. I've driven I was originally from New York, and I've driven from New York to California and back and forth about 10 times.
Wow.
That's nearly 3,000 miles one way.
That's a long way. We've got a 2,000 mile in South Africa, and that was long. So yeah, wow. That really is a long journey.
Yes,
right.
It's a long journey.
Lots of ones with children, says PJ, and from Hannah, I enjoy road. Just before lockdown, we all went on a road trip to Goa. It was so much fun. It was rainy season and the weather was so beautiful. Wow, that sounds fantastic, Hannah. Maybe we'll look and see where that is with Google Maps just now. And Janice, where have you traveled in your years?
Well, my family had houses in England, and we used to go to Scotland and stay on dairy farms or in the Cotswolds. And then I myself, when I lived in New England, I used to travel on the road to other parts of New England.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds awesome. Wow. That sounds
Beautiful.
really good. Oh, yes. My mum came from England. And so, in fact, she came from Scotland, from the Bannatyne Islands in Scotland. So it's a really beautiful place to be able to be in and to do. So, yeah, that is all. Hi, Marla. How are you? Great.
Fine, fine.
Lovely to have
Hello?
you in class. Hi, lovely to have you in class.
Thank you, thank you.
Have you been on a road trip?
Yes,
Where did you go on a road trip?
hello.
Hello, where did you go on a road trip?
Jaipur, Bikaner.
Oh, wow,
Jodhpur,
all through
Jodhpur,
India.
Bikaner to Jodhpur. Dharamshala.
Wow, I'm looking forward to
Dharamshala.
hearing some of this. That
Yes,
sounds so
I enjoy
exciting.
I enjoy very much road trips.
Good. Well, I'm hoping to hear about a lot of road trips
I
today.
love travel. I love traveling.
I think we all have a bit of a travel bug in us along
Yes.
the way. Right now, where I'm going to take you to is a little known part of South Africa. It's not, when people talk about South Africa, they talk about going to Cape Town, they talk about going to Johannesburg and places like that. Well, I've chosen to go and going to the Kruger Park to see the animals. Well, I've chosen a place that is fairly close to that. Yes, Marla?
I go to Europe in road trip mostly.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's awesome.
With group I go.
Mhm.
Then from bus we have Zurich to Paris.
Wow, right through. That is awesome.
Kerala and Dwarka, Delhi to
Wow.
Dwarka.
Delhi to Dwarka. Wow, maybe we'll even have that.
Ahmedabad to Dwarka. Delhi to Ahmedabad by air.
Uh-huh.
And Ahmedabad to Delhi, Ahmedabad to Dwarka by bus.
By bus. Okay, so your road trips are by bus, which is also fun to be with people. That is excellent.
South India, Chennai to all South India, Kanyakumari, I go with group with bus, only bus.
Okay. Wow. All right. Now,
Chennai to Kanyakumari.
Okay, we'll talk about those just now. That sounds so interesting. Now,
Yes.
where we're going to go today for the start of our road trip is to an area to the east of the Kruger National Park, where everybody normally goes. We're going just a little south and east of that to an area called Mpumalanga. And in there are some of the most beautiful scenery that you can see. It's up in sort of the hills and the mountains, and it includes the third longest canyon in the world. Now, most people know the Grand Canyon because that's the biggest one. The second biggest one is the Fish River Canyon, which is also in South Africa. And the Blyde River Canyon is the third largest canyon in the world. And so we're going to travel around that because it is not as well known. Now, the first place we go to before you get to the canyon is a place called God's Window. And it's called God's Window because it's 700 meters above the ground. So you're up there and it drops 700 meters down and you can see really for the most incredible amount of time. You can see all the way to the Kruger Park. You can see all the way across. It is absolutely beautiful. And so what I want to do is I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to show you from Google Earth where and what it actually looks like. Well, I'm going to try. This is something new I haven't tried before. This is where God's window is. You can see it's incredibly green. And if we click on God's window, see, I need to move these people out the way so that I can close that. We are going to have a look at God's window. So we're going to take our little man to God's window. If he will go, there you can see the drop that goes to God's window. And we can walk all around God's window looking at, there's lots of foliage that you can see, but you also have a beautiful place to be able to look down. Now I need to just get rid of my little man for a second. And now I want to, here you can see, look at the scenery and look at the drop that we have. And all the green trees, it's an incredibly green, lush area that you're going to be looking at. And the Bladder River Canyon is the first canyon, in fact, the only canyon that is a green canyon. All the other canyons are not green. They are not green at all. They are brown and full of water. We do have the water, but we also have the greenery that goes with it. So when you go there, if you are lucky enough, you will be able to see, screen share my road trip again, you'll be able to see through that. There's this double picture I put here. Some days you can see absolutely nothing. The cloud covers it, and you are like you are up above the clouds, and you are now looking down on earth. That's why they call it God's window. But when it is clear, you can see for miles and miles and miles right across. You have this panoramic view. It's probably the best panoramic view I have ever seen in my life. And so for me, it is really, really special. And we get the tallest falls in the whole of South Africa called the Lisbon Falls. And the Lisbon Falls are 94 meters high. So that is a pretty high set of falls. When you think that we are like 1 meter, 50 in height, and a really tall person is 2 meters. Now you've got a set of falls that are 94 meters. They just tower and come crashing down into the river. They are really, really beautiful. When you've finished with God's window, God's window looks onto the Bladder River Canyon. And the Bladder River Canyon is a really beautiful river canyon. As I said before, it's green, it's lush. It's 26 kilometers long. And being the third largest canyon, you would think everybody would know it, but they don't. They know the biggest one and usually the Fish River. But when you talk about the Bladder River, that people look and go, the what? The where? What on earth is that? And it's all subtropical vegetation, and it's known as the only green canyon in the world. So it's really, really special. And the views of from the mountains, and you can go up to the top and look down in many different places. It really is beautiful. I'm going to try now and show you the Bladder River Canyon. And again, I'm going to try, let's see if my Google Earth will give it to me. Move my people across again and go to Bladder River. Now, looking at Bladder River Canyon, You are there. We are showing you, it's going round and showing you this canyon. I'll just get this out of the way so you can see. There it goes. There's your canyon. And look how beautiful it is. And it's green and lush. And the river really winds around the mountains. And you are able to really travel and see. So let's take our little man again and pop him down at the Blyde River Canyon and see what we can see. If he'll allow us, yeah, there he goes. And it's taking us to having a look around from here. These people are on a boat and they are traveling with the water. There it goes. And you can see it's a lovely, deep river. Even in the poorer conditions of time, you are able to see some amazing things here. So it really is beautiful. There are the mountains, and you are looking at some of the really beautiful mountains along the way. So we are very fortunate in being able to see all of these different things. I just want to get back into my canyon again because I want to look at this. This should give me pictures of the canyon. Here we go. Here are some of the pictures of the canyon that people have taken. People take pictures and they send them in, and then some of them are selected and we are able to see them. So here are some of the views. There's some of the flatter parts and lots of rocks on the top because we're now on the top of the canyon. There's a weir which allows water to go down and out of the weir. Oops. That was somebody. Here are some more views of this absolutely beautiful canyon, and we're going to be talking about these three round rocks shortly because they really have got such an interesting history, or folklore history, I should say. And look at vegetation. It's not what you would expect. You would when you see those rocks at the beginning, you kind of expect it to be rocky and plain, but it actually isn't at all. And you can take pictures, you can go down to where the water is, and walk across bridges. So it really is an exciting view of the country. And each picture shows you something different. Now, this particular picture, I want you to just look at the rocks. We're going to talk about the rocks shortly. They are really different and special as well. But we will get to those in a minute. So let's leave our pictures and get out of here. I'm not sure how to get out of here. So let's just quickly get to the end of this. There we go. We should be out. Ooh, let me move myself up here so I can get out. There we go. We can get out. Right. Now, back to stopping and sharing. We can continue with there's just two more places I want to show you in this before you start sharing your stories that you've got as well. So let's see, the last of them is the three rondavels. These are three. Rondavel is an Afrikaans word in South Africa, which means hut made of grass with a grass roof on it, the traditional huts that you find in the country. And the three of them are all different. And so they look like them, but they show how the huts changed from being a very flat, rounded hut to being a more, even higher, a roofed hut, and finally the upright hut that they have, which we put straw on, and that's called a rondavel. But it's actually the history of the rondavel is that they are named after one of the chiefs, Chief Marasipi, and he and his had three wives. And he named these three rocks, rondavels, after his wives. And this flat rock above is named after him. So it's as if he's looking after everybody, and those are his troublesome wives. He called them his troublesome wives. And that's part of the folk history of the country. So it's a rather fun thing. But these three rondavels are well known around the world as the three rondavels if you ask in South Africa, people will tell you that's one of the places they do know. And the Bergslag potholes are the last one. These are potholes that have been made by water swirling with lots of sand over thousands of years. And they have created these amazing rocks with and they look like potholes, but they're all different. And you can't imagine how they were made. And when the river goes into flood, then obviously more water comes down and they are eroded even further. But to go and actually walk and climb into these potholes and out of the others, for me, was one of the nicest times that I had, was playing in the potholes of the canyon. Now, hopefully I can show you that as a live show. Let's go to Bergslag potholes. And before I show you, I close that one, I want to show you I've got to get you out of everybody out the way, and then I can click on my little man. Now, to find the particular one I want, it's got to be up from there. I think it's that one. They're little blue dots which take you to where you want to be, but it doesn't always give me the one I'm looking for. No, this isn't the one I'm looking for, but you can see the rock formations. Let me just choose one other. Hopefully it's going to give me the picture I know. The three, there it is. That one, I think, is the one I'm looking for at the Blyde River. It shows, yes, here we go. Look at these rocks. Aren't they magnificent? Look how they've been carved out, and the whiteness of these rocks. They are white and orange. And then this water that pours in and out of all the different little bits of it. It is quite magnificent as it goes. So this is Bergslag potholes. It was named after a gentleman named Tommy Burke, and he was the first person to find gold in this area. And he was a gold digger, and he found gold here in the Bergslag potholes. And so then it became a great area for a number of years. And it's where the Blyde River and the Trier River join. And the reason they call that the Trier River, Trier means sadness. And it was the Sadness River because the poor trekkers thought they'd lost half their party. And the Blyde means happy. And when they came round the other side and they found the Blyde River, they were the other part of their party. So then where the two meet, they were on the wrong river as such, and the other ones. So they called it the Blyde River, the Happiness River. So we had the Sadness River and the Happiness River. So this area for me was the most beautiful place to go and visit. And it's not that well visited. It's getting better. So now I want to know from you what road trips you've been on. Right, road trips to the east, road trips to Scotland, road trips to France, Taiwan, anywhere. Where have you been on a road trip? Right, who's going to tell me? Terry, would you like to start?
Sure. Driving across the country, 3,000 miles, you can imagine there was plenty of things to see. And in all of my travels, all of the trips, I've managed to hit 28 of the 48 states, continental states.
Wow.
That's pretty exciting. And
It is.
just crossing the border from one state to the next, they're very different. You'd be surprised. There's no barrier, there's no nothing, and just it's a whole different flavor. And you may be going from, the mountains, come down out of the mountains, and you'll be on the salt flats, where the water where the salt is being made.
Mhm.
And it's really something, it looks like snow is covered for miles and miles as far as the eye can see. And
Wow.
that's really something to see. And it's very hot there.
Okay, and then what that sounds absolutely. I think you must have seen some of the most amazing. Lost everything at the moment. Whoa, where have I gone? I've lost everything. Hold on one second. In my show for a second till I can see where you are. I've lost everybody. There we are, got everybody back. I suddenly lost everybody. That must have been absolutely amazing. So did you choose a different route every time you went backwards and forwards? So, well, not every time, but most
Sometimes,
times.
well, there's like primarily two different routes. So one time I would go to the south of the United States, and you would go through New Mexico and Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, and then go up the East Coast some. And then going the north route, you go more through the mountains, and you're through Nevada, Montana, Utah, Michigan.
Wow. So you really do
Pennsylvania.
travel. Now, do you have some pictures of the different places that you passed through?
I did have pictures. I don't have them anymore. I gave them away. I moved to Africa at one point, so I had to get rid of a lot of things.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah.
Mhm.
Where in Africa did you move to?
I lived in Ghana for 4 years.
Ghana. Ghana is an interesting country. I've stopped over in Ghana. I've never actually visited Ghana. I lived in South Africa for 63 years, but we didn't go north very often with that. But anybody who's got pictures of their road trips, please will you include them as send them to Liz at Get Set Up, and she'll send them on to me. I want to make a wall of all the places that people have been on road trips to add to the presentation. So that would be really nice. And PJ, I know you've been on road trips, so I'm sure you've got some for us as well, and Hannah as well. Hannah, where have you been?
Hi, good afternoon to you, and good afternoon,
Hi.
everyone. I have been to a lot of places, Europe countries also, but road trip in India is actually have been a couple of times. So the best memory I can remember is of a trip to Goa, which we made roughly around 2 years back. So, you know, my brothers, their family, ourselves. So we were around 11 people. So we traveled by a mini bus, and we went to Goa. So we started at, Goa is a beautiful place, and you must have all heard about Goa. So
yeah, looking forward to seeing if I'm going to see if it's humanly possible to bring Goa up on Google Earth for us.
they're very famous for the beaches. They're very popular for the beaches.
The Vasco da Gama beach, or
there is a famous beach called Baga Beach. If you can search
yes,
Baga,
I can see Baga Beach. Let's see if we can bring up Baga Beach for you. Hold on. Let's see what we can do. Let's screen share and bring up Baga Beach. Where's my Google Maps coming up? And now we can have a go at Baga Beach. There's Baga Beach coming up.
That's right. This is Baga Beach.
Oh,
so
wow.
you see a lot of coconut trees, and it's a beautiful, just a nice cozy place to relax.
Wow, look at that. And
we had good time there.
Wow.
Good time there.
There's
also there are other beaches like Marina. The sunset is something really memorable. You can just
Oh,
watch
and
the
then you've got the
sunset.
city as well.
This is a
You've
market.
got-
Yeah, this is a
And
market.
then Bugger Beach, where everybody's swimming. Oh, wow. And a park for the children. Nice.
Right.
Oh, that's
Thank you so much
beautiful.
for taking us to Goa now. And
Oh,
this
yeah. It's
Yeah.
lovely to be able to go and see where other people were. I want to find the salt flats of Terry's. I'm going to find those as well because I want to see those, but I'll find those as we go along. So
They're
wow,
in
thank
Utah.
in Utah. Okay, I'll find them. I'll find those for us. Oh, Hannah, that sounds such a beautiful place to go and to be and to relax.
Yeah. That's
And PJ, have you got a place that you'd like to tell us about?
Oh, there are plenty of places. The only thing is I don't have pictures to share at the moment. I'll have to plan the next session maybe with pictures.
Okay. That
Yeah.
would be awesome. But now, PJ, give me one name and I'll see if I can bring it up on Google Earth for us.
I drove from Delhi to Mumbai. That's around 1,300 kilometers.
Wow.
Through Rajasthan, that is Udaipur, Ajmer, Ahmedabad, and Daman, and Mumbai.
Wow. And was there a particular place you stopped to have a look at something?
Yeah, me and my wife, we drove. So every 400, 500 kilometers, we used to stop. So the first stop was at Ajmer. Ajmer, we have a mosque, famous for a mosque and a lake.
Ajmer.
Spend the night.
Can you write it
Yeah,
in the
Ajmer.
chat box for me so I can look it up
Okay. Ajmer.
while you're
is
talking?
Yeah.
We're giving this a go today.
Yeah. We
Ajmer. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So one stop at Ajmer, we spent the night there. Next day morning, we again drove. And then we stopped at Udaipur, again a very beautiful place. Spent the night there. You can show Udaipur is a nice place to share.
Which place is that?
I'm just texting it. Yeah.
Lovely. Right. Udaipur. Right, let me put that in. Udaipur, Udaipur. Udaipur in India. Yes, there we go. The city. There we go. Let's fly to the city. I'm going to share that straight away with us. Let me go back into here to here and share screen. Right, let's share our screen. Whoa, it's quite a big city. Is there a particular place in here? And there's Udaipur. No, let's just go to Udaipur and see what it, there we go. Let's see what it shows us. Oh, there we go. Wow. Let's have a look.
You can go to the Lake Palace.
Wow. Is that the Lake Palace? It
Oh,
doesn't
Lake
tell
Palace.
me where. I'll go. Oh, look
that's
at
the
all of
city.
those.
That is a city palace. Lake Palace is inside the lake.
Okay, well, we'll have a look at that one now. Oh, birds and animals. There's something that's being renovated at the moment to make it look more beautiful. Yeah. Wow, look at the architecture is so magnificent here. Wow, and there's a view of the city.
The palace is in the center of the lake.
So many beautiful. Oh, there we are. There's a rather big lake there. Wow. Wow, there's so many beautiful. Oh, look at that. That's so interesting. What would that be? Can you tell us what that is?
That's part of the city only. The lakeside, there's a promenade where you can walk up and down.
Let me see if I can get to, move this up and, how do I move this up without getting in the way of something else? So I don't want to cause a problem. So let me move that out the way and see if we can go closer than we are under looking. You call it the Lake Palace. Okay, Lake Palace. P-A-L-A-C-E. The Lake Palace. The Lake Palace in
Udaipur.
Would it be the Lake Palace? Yeah,
That's one.
Okay, well, let's go. It's going to take us down into the Lake Palace. There we go. And we can click on the Lake Palace. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is amazing. Look at that. All on the lake.
Yes.
Wow. There's the Lake Palace. And what you can see from the Lake Palace. Oh, look at that. That is magnificent. How many rooms does that palace have?
I don't know. No idea.
And look at the workmanship there. That is so beautiful. Wow. On that. Just a family. And then you're inside the Lake Palace, looking at all the things inside the palace. Wow. Family again, as say, it comes from people send in their photos, so that's why you get people in the photos. I think we're back. Oh, there we go. Is that the Lake Palace there? No, that's not.
That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, that is it. Okay, that's looking at it from a different angle, but that is looks like a floating hotel full of rooms.
It is a hotel.
Okay, it was a palace originally, right?
It was a palace. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Wow. We've managed to see some absolutely awesome things. I'm going to the one last place I want to go and have a look at, if we can, is the salt pans. Let's go to the salt
Flats.
Salt Flats. FLATS. In Utah. There we are. Found it. Right. Salt Flats. Now we're going to fly out again, and we are going to start sharing again. I want to share again. Share screen. Where's it gone? There we are. Oh no, is that? Yes, it is. Wow! Look at the Salt Flats. Whoa! They are. Look at that formation. Right. There they are in those sort of mountains and valleys of them. And you can go and stand on the salt flats. Oh, beautiful sky. That doesn't really give us more. They didn't give us very many pictures. So what I'm going to do now is go back and take my little man and walk there. He must be able to walk there. So let's pick up our man and walk. Where can he walk to? Anywhere that he can walk to? Yeah, he can stand there. Let's see what he's seeing. It'll come up now and show us what he is seeing on the salt flats. Whoa, it looks like water almost. Look at it. It's white.
There's snow, yeah.
And that's salt. That's
all salt.
Also, but now it's inland, isn't it? It's not at the sea.
No.
So how does the salt get there?
I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Something to find out and find out why you get these salt flats far away from the sea. Because in South Africa, we had places where they gathered the salt from the sea, and we had the salt extraction farms.
Right.
But this is in the middle of nowhere, and you've got the salt that just goes for miles. Wow. Well, that was so interesting. Now, I would love everybody and anybody who does have a picture that they can show us or send to us, that we would be able to make, as I say, a wall of places that people see and do. And then slowly over the next 5 weeks, I want to build up this wall of place. What I'll do for you, Terry, is I'll take a picture of the salt flats, and I'll add it and say it comes from you because you lost your picture. And so then we can build up from there, because if you can't actually, you haven't still got your picture, we'll make your picture for you so that you are part of that. Right, we still have about 10 minutes. Is there one place that you would like to visit in the future? Is there one place any of you would really like to visit? I have a place in mind, but I'd like to hear from you. Hannah, you use Liz at GetSetup.io, and she'll send it on to me. It'll be in the notes, and at the end I'll show you. I've always wanted to go and see the Northern Lights. I've always heard they were spectacular, but now I don't have to go there because they've got Southern Lights. The Southern Lights can be seen from Australia, New Zealand, and from Antarctica. And so my one wish on my bucket list is to go and see the Southern Lights of the world, because they're very similar to the Northern Lights, but I didn't know they even existed.
I didn't either.
That is the one place that I would really like to visit. PJ, would you like to go and see the Northern Lights?
I wouldn't mind.
They're
wonderful.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm going to screen share and I'm going to go live with my Google and I'm going to see if we can. So let's go live and let's look for the Southern Lights and see if Southern Lights, they're Minnesota, no, none of those. So let's just go to the Northern Lights if it doesn't want to show us those.
Yeah, I think going to Alaska would be really nice.
Or
Greenland.
Yeah, let's have a look at this one and see what happens. Places to see, start exploring. So we're going to look and see Iceland. We're going into Iceland. Wow. Oh, that is one of the things in Iceland. How many of you knew that there was a live volcano in Iceland?
I just read that not long ago.
It's on 24 hours a day. Let's just change this to live volcano. CANO, Iceland. ELAND, Iceland. Oh, doesn't give me live, it gives me move. Right, let's go with that and see if we can find the live volcano. So we're going to take off and we're leaving where we were and off we go to look for the live volcano in Iceland. All right, so let's see if it's this. Let's see if it's the volcano. Yeah, there it is. So we're going to hone in on this live volcano that is actually erupting at the moment. And you can see it 24 hours a day when it is erupting. So this looks like it is dry at the moment. Yeah, this is dry at the moment. So let me see if I can swap that one out for the moving volcano. I know I've got the website for the moving volcano. So let's have a look and see if we can find it quickly. We have still got a few minutes. Web pages and live volcano of no, okay, it's not going to show me there. So we do it a different way. We go here, live volcano, Iceland. Indeed, live volcano, Iceland. There we are. It's coming up. Oh, it's on Google Earth after all that. That's strange. I didn't expect it to be on Google Earth. There it is. I was on the wrong volcano. That's why. I had wandered off to the wrong volcano. I have now found the right volcano. Sorry about that. Let's find our right volcano. And there it is. There's our volcano. Isn't that magnificent?
Wow.
It is busy erupting at this time, and there's a 24-hour watch on it. You can actually click on it at any time and watch this lava. I would have thought Iceland would have been too cold to have a volcano, quite honestly, but obviously not. So here is your volcano doing its thing. So yes, I hope that you have found some interesting places you might want to visit. I'm definitely interested in coming to India and finding some of the places that we've looked at today in India. I'd love to go to America one of these days. I've still got to get back to South Africa to see my own grandchildren, who I haven't met yet. We've left before they were born, and when I was due to go, the pandemic was there. So I arrived just as I was about to go. So I haven't seen my little grandchildren yet. So that'll be the first one. But after that, I certainly want to. Michael and I would love to travel. We both enjoy traveling. Michael's son has been to India, and all he could do was rave about it. So it definitely is a place on our bucket list of places to go to. But thank you, everyone, for being part of our class today. Wrong one. Now, I've got to get this moved out of the way, and I can now talk to you. All right. Thanks so much. You can send your pictures to liz@getsetup.io. Just say they're for me, and she will send them on to me. Other classes that we've got are what's on your bucket list. What are you wanting to do? And it doesn't have to be big things. It can be tiny little things on your bucket list. Birds in My Garden, come and make friends, where you meet up with people from all over the world. And then trivia night and trivia quiz. We had trivia today. We've got games night tomorrow, but at 7 o'clock in the morning for me, but it's later in the day next week. We're doing categories. We've got school day memories. So there are a lot of interesting things. I cover 11 topics every week. So, and every day they're different. So I hope we'll be able to see some of you in some of my other classes along the way. I will send you an email with the different topics and some ideas of things that you might want to watch. You can do a feedback and let us know how our first road trip went. Hopefully you were able to see some really beautiful scenery from all around the world, which was what we were aiming for, and that we can continue with this and have new JP, PJ, I should say. My son-in-law is JP. PJ, if you've got some pictures and that you'd like to bring, we can share your screen and you'd be able to show us some things. That would be awesome in another road trip. If you've got them on your computer.
Yes, I have my own computer. I'll show it next time.
Oh, that would be fantastic. And then then if you're wanting to book and invite a friend to come join you, please do invite your friends to come along and be with you. And lastly, anything you want to know about Get Set Up, any suggestions you have for classes, any other places you might want to go and look at and see, because with me starting with Welcome to Perth next week, on Friday, if people are interested, we'll choose other cities around the world, and we'll go and look at other cities. I'm quite keen on doing Venice because I loved Venice, and then maybe I can co-host with, say, PJ on maybe a city in India. If you'd be interested in doing that, we can do that. Yes. Terry, if you've got a place you would be interested in, or Hannah, then maybe we pair up and we do a presentation together. And that would be awesome. Then we can really get to let people know about places that maybe they don't know so well. So thank you, everyone. That was really awesome to have you in class. I hope that you enjoyed your stay with us here in this class, and that you will be able to local one. What happened here? We were in the wrong place here somehow. I seem to have got out of one place and into another, but it doesn't matter. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for
you so
being in
much. It
class
was a
with me
wonderful-
today.
Thank you so much. It was such
Thanks,
a
Sue.
wonderful.
Did you do the class on traveling by Google Earth?
That's my husband. That's my husband.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've done lots of his classes then.
Yeah, that's Michael. That's my husband.
Yes. That's funny.
We're a tag team together.
That's
We're very
good.
different, but and we have different interests, which is also great. And so we are able to present different things on Get Set Up. So it's really awesome for us.
That's
So
good.
welcome, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have
All
a lovely
right.
time.
Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Brandon.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.